Hey everybody. I want to talk a little bit about the fan film, the Sonic fan film, which came out a few months ago. Because I know, and you can find it here on YouTube, courtesy of Blue Core Studios YouTube page. And I downloaded it as well. I copied the link and put it on KeepVid, and that's basically how I got it. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of people kind of wonder why it was presented the way it was. Like, okay, it's supposed to be sort of like Sonic 1, but instead it had elements of Sonic 1, like the Buzz Bombers and all that, but it also had elements of Sonic Adventure, like the Gamma Bots and stuff, and then also it had Knuckles at the end. So you probably, as well as it indicated the Chaos Emeralds. So it makes you wonder exactly what was going on. I mean, it had all these elements, including robotization, SAT-AM reference, if you will. Basically, Eddie went out and did what he said he was going to do. He was going to try to add a lot of elements that he could, or basically as many elements as he could, or I guess he said something along that lines of adding as much elements from the Sonic franchise overall that he could. Um, but again, people always wonder why it was presented that way. Well, first of all, it's kind of like what Eddie said, and a lot of people can confirm this. It was basically a way to see how fans would react to a live-action Sonic film. This was basically sort of like a test, if you will, a screen test, to see how well it would go over. And the founding father, if you will, Yuji Nagata, or whatever his name is, liked the fan film. He actually did. So it makes you wonder, and I said this before, it makes you wonder if the fan film is the first step, as I said before, on video, on camera, the first step in getting a real live action movie up and going. It makes you wonder about that. But the other reason as well is because you got to ask yourself this one question. What would you expect in a live action Sonic movie or CGI Sonic movie of any kind? What would you expect? What kind of movie would you expect? What would you expect to see? And when you think about it, what you would expect, what you would expect would be elements not just from previous Sonic titles and all that, game wise and in television and whatever, but you would expect more up to date stuff. And to me, that's exactly what we got with this. Even though it was just under 20 minutes, this is what we got. Basically, we got an idea that okay, we'll have the elements of maybe the game of the first few games, but mainly if we were to see a full length thing in theaters, that perhaps what we would see is something that would, for like basically the newer fans, the updated fans, they would see and they'd be like, oh, that's from, that game. That's from that game. Well, I know that, you know. So it'd be appealing not just to them, but like when you would see things like the Buzz Bombers or whatever else they would bring in, you'd be like, oh yeah, I know that's from the first game. Or you would hear something like robotization and say, oh, that's from SAT-AM. Again, it's basically giving you an idea of what could be the what could be the live action, an official live action film could be like, basically what an official live action film could be like. The fact that it could be exactly what we saw, in this little spec film, but it could also be something that along the lines that if turned into a full feature-length film would be something that many fans can go out and enjoy and say that they had different elements from all portions of the Sonic franchise. It had characters from different portions of the Sonic franchise. So, again, it makes you wonder about that. It makes you wonder. But to me, and the title says it best, the Sonic fan film accomplished what it set out to do. And that is basically give you an idea of what a full-length live-action film could look like. And whether it's live-action CGI, complete CGI, 2D animation, whatever, basically what the film could be like. And again, to me, I think it's showing that it would be a mixture of what we saw in this spec film. That would not only attract the older fans, like say myself, but it would attract the newer fans as well. So overall, again, like I said, the title says it best. The Sonic fan film accomplished what it set out to do. So that's all I'm going to say on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.